Yes, after week 1, week 2 I'm back, and I'm so friggin' fired up for this one because big shout out to I Like Movies and Christian Ramirez. The first 2 comments from the YouTube video that I posted last week. Welcome to the Ask ML Fit Show. Hey, I'm Matt from Mount Lane Fitness. Let's dive into it. It's exactly what it looks like. You ask your fitness questions, and I answer them. I hope that you'll do that. I'm a personal trainer, registered nurse, and a behavioral change specialist, but all that crap aside, I want to dive into today's questions. I'm so excited to actually have them here. Pulling from the last video that I did, Christian Ramirez says, "Hey Matt, could you do a video on working out while working night shifts? I recently started working full-time night shift, and it's been really tough to keep my consistent workouts like I did when I worked days." So I responded back and I said, hey, give me a little more context. What do you mean about that? Because there's so many different areas I could go. And he responded back by saying, just like the best ways to get good sleep, the ways to manage energy and time, because it seems like no matter how much I sleep, my energy is drained. And then he also said, and honestly, just eating. I started working these hours mid-bulk, and I've been having trouble eating enough to put on size and have actually lost weight. I don't think stuffing my face at 4 a.m. is ideal for my body, LOL. So I'm answering this question and one more because this one's very, very involved. And what he's basically asking here, Christian, what you're asking is, you're talking about sleep, you're talking about working out and eating. Ultimately, this is a full-blown routine, getting into the rhythm of things, but what we're ultimately talking about can be found in a study that I'm going to include below. But let's start with the sleep, okay? Because that affects everything. Here it says the circadian misalignment, and this is specifically spoken as shift work-induced circadian misalignment. So if you don't know, our bodies have a circadian rhythm. When the sun falls, typically that's when we start going to sleep. When the sun rises, that's typically when we start waking up. So it is a tough battle if you're flipping that, okay? Because that's just how our bodies are clocked. It's literally an internal clock, okay? So the study goes on to say this not only affects sleep and health, it also determines when people can exercise, eat, socialize, and have sex, all factors that support physical and mental health. Then it goes on to say workers typically learn through experience that the importance of getting sleep as soon as possible at the end of night shift in order to optimize sleep duration, while they may not explicitly even understand the underlying circadian rhythm and homeostatic processes of sleep regulation. Homeostasis or homeostatic, what they're speaking to is all of the body processes on a baseline plane. That's what that means. So ultimately, what this study is saying is that there is long and short-term negative health impacts that have been found as a whole. Now, there are nuances with that. It's not to say that one study unanimously says because you work night shift, for sure, it's bad, but there has been some empirical evidence that has come forward and said that night shift tends to be, for the short-term and long-term health, has a bit of a negative impact on you. So about the sleep. In my opinion, because I've worked a few night shifts, but I've worked as a nurse with other people that work night shifts, they got into their own rhythm and made it work for them. I never enjoyed it, but I will tell you, going to sleep as soon as possible after you're done working, at least you're going to get hopefully some of the last bit of the night sleep, if that makes sense. It would be almost in the morning time, but you get what I'm saying. So you also have to focus on something called sleep hygiene. And if you just Google sleep hygiene, there is a boatload of options on what you can do. I'll give you a rundown of what I've done over time, just ones that pop in my head. First and foremost, are you the type of person that needs noise when you sleep, or are you the type of person that needs no noise when you sleep? Some people like noise. They like the white noise of like an app that has like rain falling or something like that. Use that if that's you. If you're like myself, use earplugs to have no noise. That improved my sleep like you would not understand. It seriously changed my sleep drastically. Also, is your mattress and your pillow garbage? Because if that's the case, if you're waking up with back pain, neck pain, all that, you need to get something better. That is what it is. I recently switched to a pillow a few months ago called Osteo, O-S-T-E-O. I will list it with an Amazon link down below if you want to go check it out. Great pillow. I think it was like $50. I was having neck and back pain for a year. This drastically improved my sleep, and it seems like that was the main contributing factor because it's been at least a few months that I haven't had this neck and back pain. You know, having your room as cold as you can. Is it a dark place? Maybe you need to wear an eye mask. Limiting caffeine. I know if I take caffeine in past 1 p.m., my sleep is going to be screwed up. Don't drink too much water towards the end of the day because you're going to be up peeing all night. As far as you said something about shoving your face 4 a.m., not ideal for your body. The timing in what you consume the food, the timing in when you consume it, doesn't matter, okay? Your overall daily caloric intake is what is going to determine if you're gaining fat or losing fat, maintaining or gaining muscle. That's all that matters there. Now, that's to the sleep. So when you sleep, when you have good sleep, you have good decisions, okay? That's the sleep. Now, going into the nutrition, you have to meal prep. From what you're telling me, it's right up your alley. You're going to have to meal prep. You have two options, it sounds. You can order from a meal prep service such as FlexPro Meals. They're fantastic. I use them. If you use the code MLF, you're gonna get a kickback, a little discount. But if you don't want to use them, I totally understand. You can meal prep yourself. Now, I have a playlist that I will link up above. Also, it'll show you how to meal prep. Okay. Also, every other Sunday, I live meal prep, and you can slide by and check it out. Sounds like you're gonna be awake anyway, right? Those are the things for nutrition. Lastly, when it comes to the workouts, it sounds like you're tired. It sounds like it, but it doesn't sound like anything is physically stopping you from getting in there. It sounds like it's you ultimately. I get it, you're tired, but it is what it is. If you can't change back to to daytime shift work, you're just gonna have to fight through it. I think there's gonna be an adjustment period too. I think you might be able to get in a rhythm, but if this is recent, it's gonna take some adjusting. Long story short, I hope that helps. I fired a lot at you, Christian. Thank you for being the first person to get your question answered. It's friggin' awesome. I appreciate you. So that was the study there. It's listed down below. I'm moving on to the last question. I like movies. I've seen you for a long time, and I really appreciate you. This one's near and dear to my heart. I like movies says, hey, Matt from Matt Lane Fitness. That's right. What have you found from all these years of experience to be the key to consistency in general, not just workout? Oh my Lord, I could talk about this all damn day. But what I will tell you is I made a video called The 7 Keys to Fitness Discipline back in 2018, and I look at that video and I cringe, but I will link it above because even though there are some things that I might tweak on that video now, a lot of it still remains true. That you'll hear me say often, if you don't have a why, you're not going to stick to it. If you don't have a real reason as to why you're doing something, you're not going to stick to it. So you ask, how do you have that consistency? And I get a lot of questions about motivation. And I honestly don't go off motivation. If you had a family member burning in a building, oh my God, spit it out, Matt. If you had a family member in a burning building, you wouldn't need motivation to run in and get them. You have a real reason as to why. You love them, maybe life insurance, who knows, whatever. So that's the real thing. It's not really motivation for me. You're talking about consistency. So for me, the real reason as to why I do this, it started out, I got jumped in a parking lot, could have been killed easily. But I lacked confidence, and I found that fitness, lifting, eating right, all that, I found that it built my confidence. It was a huge self-development piece for me. When I got into healthcare and I saw in the ICU setting as a nurse, 80% of the patients that I saw, 80%, it was all self-induced issues that had them there on life support. It was behavior modifications and all that could have been changed. The other 20%, they got hit by a car, stuff like that, stuff they couldn't control. When I saw that and I realized that we are a reactive society when it comes to our health and well-being, I realized I didn't want to be that. I wanted to be proactive, and I've seen the benefits of fitness as a whole. So my big why is the reason. The consistency, I'll be flat on honest. No, not every single day do I want to work out. Not every single day do I want to eat clean, eat healthy, whatever you want to say. But I know that if I eat like crap, I feel like crap. If I don't train, I feel like crap. I know the feeling of being quote unquote fit. I know the feeling of staying consistent. And there's something about the discipline of going and working out in your gym when nobody's watching, the self-development from that. And to me, it is a therapy. It has always been with me. And I guess at the end of the day, I just have a real deep reason as to why I'm doing it. But if you said, Yeah, but give me something contextual. Give me something that I can do. What's the one thing? I would honestly have to say, after this long, that keeping things extremely simple, keep it super simple, that has been the reason I've been able to be consistent with nutrition, with training, with behavior change. I have always approached it with, okay, what is the change I want to make? And what are the absolute necessary steps to do it? And how do I make those steps unbelievably accessible to me? Because I have ADHD, I'm all over the place. And if it is simple steps, then it's the only thing stopping me from taking those steps is I know me. If it's a complicated process, I'm not going to do it. I like movies. I hope that that helps you. And I am so friggin' excited to have finally, I got to answer 2 of your questions. I'm looking forward to it. I've made a lot of these videos. There's more to come. If you are looking for fitness plans based in behavior change and science, it's exactly what I do. So check it out down below. I got a lot to check out down below in this video. So thank you so much to the Mental Fit Mafia and the patrons. You don't have to be perfect at this fitness thing. Just be better than yesterday every friggin' day.